Time's up. Admiral.
Here it comes.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
Lego Lord of the Rings Balrog raised eyebrows for what some fans say is an unfortunate pose. I see it. I see it. Oh, I see it. It's taking a piss on Gandalf.
You shall not!
And he says to her, listen, you got a fine white girl ass. So I don't like the look of this D. Listen, I don't need gay or straight boner pills. My boner works just fine.
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I want to see movies! I think I've died and gone straight to honker heaven. Boobs are amazing.
Always are. Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to the Daily Dive, the double D's, where you, the chat, the audience, the gatekeepers, you're generally in charge. I talk about, for the most part, what you want to talk about, not what I want to talk about. I get a little bit of room to do what I want, but you guys are the ones that generally direct this show. Is this our first show of 2026? No, because we did do the New Year's Day show, didn't we? Last week we did do the New Year's Day show. Or did we not? Did we not? I don't remember. You know what? Let me look. When did we last go? Let me have a look real quick. Last Daily Dive was on the 2nd. Yeah, so we did do a New Year's. We did a show on the 2nd. Yeah. So this is not our first one of 2026. I had to make sure. Listen. I'm not okay. There's a lot wrong up here. So sometimes the days get a little jumbled. Anyway, but here we are. It's a fresh week, and I'm hoping that as we move forward now, the world starts to turn again. News starts to come out, things we can do, things we can say. And one, I was not late, and two, I look the same as I do every week when I shave at the beginning of the week. I don't look any different. These are the same glasses I've been wearing for the past 3 years. So I'm wearing these glasses for a long time, and I'm going to keep wearing them because even when I finally get around to getting a prescription update, I'm not going to get new frames because these are working. I haven't broken this pair or the backup pair. They're a little wobbly, but they're okay. They're doing fine. Anyway, it's a new week. I'm ready to go. Not a lot has happened yet. I do have some things to talk about today. Of course, we do have a special event today. We are going to do essentially what I did last year. We're going to predict, or I'm going to predict. We're going to play a game. We're going to play the game again. I'm going to predict the success and failure of the, the major box office releases for 2026. I did pretty well. We went over it 2 weeks ago. I had a good win-loss record, 23-11, something like that. So I was above 500, way above 500, and I went to the playoffs. And did I win? I don't know. That is yet to be seen. Will I win the big game? But we're going to go over that. That's my real dedicated segment for today. We'll go over the news. We'll see what's going on. And at the same time, we will go over a couple small things I saw pop up. Go over a couple small things. But the rules remain the same in the new year. $10 gets you an Adam rant on just about anything within pop culture. We try to keep it pop culture. We do funny stuff, but we try to keep it pop culture. $15, ask me a question. I'll tell you no lies. It's our discussion segment. You guys can ask me stuff. We go over it. And no, I do not give away freebies, even though the clanker tries to continually get freebies out of me. And $15 also gets you a hot take, instant reaction to an article from the news or one you may have found that you want me to react to. And also $35 gets you. Chat made me watch this reviews where I review on this stream live, no edits, no tixie-backsies, an episode of television or a movie of your choice. But you always got to give me a couple of days. We currently do not have any on the docket. So just know that. So that we are open. It's a new year, ready to go. As I said, I got a couple of things here. Let's start with this one. This is an anniversary that I know that Disney doesn't really want to remember, and at the same time is completely fake, and only a selected number of fake fans truly care. What am I talking about? Apparently today is the 5-year anniversary of the launch of the High Republic. 5 years ago today, Disney Star Wars attempted to create their own expanded universe, and it failed miserably. It had a sort of a it had a let's morbidly look at it somewhat acceptable launch with the Light of the Jedi book, but it was a literal downhill boulder rolling avalanche failure after that, because Disney Star Wars stands amount to this much of a fan base. They're nothing. And all you did in this, and all this did was be a vehicle for agenda. They pushed a lot of LGBT queer nonsense. They pushed non-binary pronoun nonsense. They emasculated what it meant to be a Jedi. I mean, this idiot calls it the Jedi Order at its peak. This was the High Republic, a 200-year period right before the beginning of the prequels. It was a manufactured period. There's no such thing called the High Republic. It was fake. And it completely lost everybody's interest. All they made were a bunch of shitty books that nobody read and a bunch of shitty comic books that nobody read. No games were made. There were two TV shows made. Two TV shows. First, you had the pathetic little children's show called Young Jedi Knights or Young Jedi Adventures, whatever it was called, which is for weirdos and queers. And then you had the most spectacular disaster in Disney Star Wars history, The Acolyte. Remember, the High Republic spawned The Acolyte, a complete and total epic meltdown of Disney Star Wars. So much so, it is the only Disney Star Wars project publicly canceled to date because it was so bad. And also, The Acolyte is a perfect example of the fake fan stan community. They turned it into their campaign of renew the Acolyte, renew the Acolyte. Remember how that worked out? 85,000 people signed their petition. That's it. Yeah, that 85,000 people. Yeah. You could fill a couple football stadiums with that. But that's it. That's not enough to fuel a fandom. That's not enough to make anything a success. So to have people saying, "Oh, it was great. It was peak. It's a disaster." It is the proof that Disney Star Wars, and they had a full-on list of subpar writers, artists, and everything involved. Everybody involved in this from the creative standpoint are failures. They're pathetic. They're hacks. They didn't know what they were doing. They changed the rules of the Force. They changed the rules of the Jedi. They broke lore. The whole incident begins with a hyperspace accident that can't possibly happen by the rules of Star Wars science fiction, science fantasy. So this thing is not to be remembered, but it is to be mocked. The High Republic was Disney's attempt, as I said at the beginning of this, to state, they tried to replicate the expanded universe, which ran for over 20 years before Disney killed it. Expanded Universe didn't end on its own. Disney murdered it in the middle of the night and put it into a paper bag, lit it on fire, and threw it in the dumpster. That's what they did. The High Republic ended of its own accord because nobody gave a damn, which is essentially the definition of Disney Star Wars. Nobody truly gives a damn. There you go. I love that it failed. It was fantastic. I'd love to see the real numbers. We know it failed. We know it failed. Nobody bought the books. There were pictures at cons for years of High Republic authors at their tables with their stacks of books that nobody came to get signed, that nobody purchased, because nobody cares or ever will care about the High Republic. Okay, I'm done. I saw that this morning, and I had to comment. I had to comment. I find it hysterical, just hysterical, that people are actually trying to celebrate this shit. Anyway, how you guys doing today? You guys doing all right? You guys doing all right on a Monday? It's a Monday. Listen, when we're done here, I'm going to do a few house chores, get some work done, some editing here and there, and I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to take a nap. That's what I'm going to do because I can. Because I will have done everything I need to do for the morning and the afternoon. I'm going to take a nap. Then I'm going to have a nice dinner. Then we might do a gaming stream tonight. And then I got stream of conscious at 11. Working on our resumes. Well, that's good. Yeah, I didn't quite make enough to file for taxes this year. I'm just under the threshold. Not just under, but I'm under the threshold. So I will not be filing for taxes this year. When I do, I go to a free service provided locally to get it done. I do it. I get it done for free when I do go do it. When I have gone and done it. So that's what I do. I am not smart enough to do my own taxes. I don't do math in my head. Tips are not taxable, but what comes over my, I mean, even though you guys were very generous this year, tips are not taxable. And what I make from Google, YouTube itself was not enough. So, yeah, so I did not make enough to get taxed this year. I never said I was a math Jew, and not all Jews are math. So, no, this is my job. I don't have a day job. This is what I do. I don't do anything else. I haven't worked in a kitchen in a long time. And if I can help it, I can go back. So, yeah, how late were you guys playing Enshrouded last night? Because I went to bed. I've started, at least on Sundays, I'm going to bed early. I went to bed relatively early for me last night, between 1 and 2. So after I signed off from you guys last night when I checked in after Wormhole Watch, I went to bed. I essentially went to bed. No, all right, Prof, you got to understand, there's no money in food. There's no money in the food industry. There isn't. It is it's a money pit. It's a money pit. There's no money in food. That's why I didn't open my own place. I had planned to, but I didn't because it's a money pit. It's there. Nobody makes money in food. I mean, Devil has a job at a casino. That's what makes the money where he works. He works at a casino. So so there's no money in food. There's no money in food. I need to be rich. You don't want to know how much I am in debt for my loans. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. I need to be rich. I need to. I owe a lot of stupid money for my education loans. A lot. So 5 a.m. So that's 6 my time. Yeah. You guys gotta call it off. Anyway, so hope you guys doing all right though. Doing okay. Start the week strong. Start the year strong. I'm going to try and make this a good year. Right now, there is a poll up on the post tab on the main page. Go vote. There's a poll. We're going to do a Nerdgasm third week this month, but you guys get to choose it. I'm not going to choose it. I want you guys to choose what you want us to nerd out over. So go over there and vote. I'm going to leave it up essentially until it's gonna be up for 2 weeks. I'm gonna leave the poll up for 2 weeks, and we're going to do that. I didn't conveniently ignore it. I'm not even gonna comment, Kratos. There's no comment going on. I don't need to comment on that because I am here. I am right here, and because of Kratos, we've got a $35 for a chat. Made me watch this reviews. New year, new fresh hell. You now have the privilege of comparing The Happening to The Room. Well, I've never seen The Happening, so that'll be a fresh one. Let's see. Let's do that for Wednesday. Since I got a bunch of stuff tonight already, and I'll have time tomorrow afternoon to watch the movie before we do the gaming stream. So I'll do that tomorrow afternoon, and we'll do that for Wednesday. And also remember Wednesday, and I'll repeat this at the end of the stream. Jen and I should be doing a gaming stream, Jump Space. I got to install that today and make sure it works. So we'll do that. That's going to be some gaming going on. Anyway, so I got one more thing I want to do before we get into the news, and then we'll do my segment as we're going to predict 2026 movies. I saw this. This is just funny to laugh at. And also, I do want to do a small commentary here. We are in 2026, and it's fair to say that we're beyond now definitely some of the bullshit of 2025, 2024, and stuff like that. But not for what this is talking about before the words used. This is a joke today. Last night was some retarded thing called the Critics' Choice Awards, which apparently has gone on 31 times. I've never heard of it. So apparently a bunch of Hollywood elites sucked each other off last night and gave each other hand jobs and circle jerks. But Bella Downsy was there. And they asked her the question, do you still want to play Spider-Man? I don't care about that. Here's what bugs me. This is from Variety. They're still applying they, them pronouns to this stupid Downsy chick. And this pronoun shit is over. I'm not talking about her stupid ass playing Spider-Man. The pronoun shit is over. Stop. You lost that war. No one's going to refer to anybody by pronouns. Anybody that puts pronouns in their bio or here and there or asks or get asked for pronouns, you have a mental disorder, and it's official. You are retarded. You are stupid. You are Bella Downsy. That is an ugly young woman right there. That is an ugly young woman who thinks the only way she can cope with the reality of being ugly is to pretend maybe she's just an ugly young man. This is an ugly young woman who has no real talent, who is just being put forward because she is a perfect little activist for shit. That's it. I mean, look at this. What is this? It's dumb. So screw you, Variety. Even though we're going to go Variety for news, we go there because it's a collection of all the retarded shit. Screw you, Variety. Screw you, all of you. Hollywood Reporter, same company owns them. Remember that. All of them. Pronouns. Nobody cares. If you're a male, you say he. If you're a woman, you're she. You don't have to say he, him, she, her, she, they, them fucktard. It's done. It's over. Nobody's here for that anymore. And here's something we need to do this year. We need to publicly point and laugh more so than ever at people that still use pronouns. So here is me pointing and laughing. Ha ha ha. Excuse me. Damn it. Hold on a second. Hold on. God damn. It's that little bit, that 1% of sick I still have. That 1% of sick I still got. Always wants to come around during the stream. Here we are. I am here now to point and laugh. Ha ha ha. You stupid, moronic, agenda-driven pieces of human excrement, Variety, and every other piece of shill media out there. You use pronouns, you're dumb. You are dumb. You deserve to be mocked. You deserve all the ridicule you get. No one believes anything you say. No one takes anything you do seriously. And you're even more illegitimate still pushing pronouns. So go to hell with your pronoun crap. So that's what I wanted to bring this up for. Not because Bella Downsy's retarded wanting to be Spider-Man, which is never going to happen. But because people are still pushing in 2026, we're still dealing with pronoun crap. It's so dumb. A couple of my notes. Give me 1 second here. Pronouns. Something that we just used to learn in basic grammar is now a political issue by retards. So stupid. No. I don't even. I have no pronouns. I'm not gonna play that crap. Not even a joke way. I think it's stupid. I'm not even doing it in a joking way. It's dumb. I hate it. I hate all that crap. I hate the news even more. So let's go over the news. See what we got going on here. And then we'll play my game. We'll play the game. We'll play the game of prediction. So let's refresh everything. How to make it interesting for myself. Gotta hum a little bit. News. Let's go. Do we have anything to start the year now? Okay. Black Phone 2 sets Peacock release date. Here we go. That never ends. CrimeCon's Clue Awards open submission for 2026 ceremony. I don't even know what that is. National Popcorn Day returns to participate in movie theaters. Okay, you know what's so disappointing? And this is a health thing. This is a commentary on health and food and ingredients right now. I miss being able to simply put a bag of popcorn in the microwave when I want some popcorn. You know why? Because all microwave popcorn has poison in it. They all have palm oil in them. You know what palm oil is? It's the shit they put in everything. Way back in the 80s and the 90s, they gave me as an 8-year-old, 9-year-old kid high cholesterol. That was what they used to put in shit before they came up with canola oil, which is a neutral oil with no things that give you any problems. Doesn't hurt your heart or anything like that. Palm oil is in all the microwave popcorn. So if I want popcorn, I have a silicone bowl in my closet that if I have some in the house, I'll take a scoop of popcorn, I'll put it in there, and then I have a lid, I put a lid on it, and it pops in the microwave. It works. It's a good little thing. It works. And here's the problem, though. It pops the popcorn, but seasoning the popcorn becomes a pain in the ass. And I have several methods that I try in order to do it, in order to flavor it. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. But you never get hot popcorn because if you make the popcorn, if you try to put butter on it, melt the butter, put it on it, it shrivels the popcorn instantly. So if you want to do that, you have to wait till if you melt the butter, you got to wait till it gets room temperature. Then you can pour it over it, and then you got to shake it. Then maybe add some salt, this and that. Point is, though, making popcorn used to be so easy, but it's got the shit in it that gives you cholesterol. So if you're smart, you don't eat it. So I hate the fact that I can't simply get popcorn anymore because all these companies, all these corpos that make all the popcorn, Pop Secret, or Redenbacher, Jiffy, all of them, even the generic brands in the supermarket, they've all got palm oil in it. All I want is some popcorn, some delicious, tasty popcorn, and I can't have it because it's not healthy. It's just popcorn. It should be healthy. It's just corn. It should be fine. But no, you put shit in it. Now, I don't know what they do with movie theater popcorn because I haven't got movie theater popcorn in forever. But can't have it. And it's annoying. It's really annoying. And like I said, I can make it at home if I really want to go through the whole thing. And it's good. It's tasty. But it's a pain in the ass. It's a chore. It's not the ease of the microwave popcorn. I miss that. I miss it. Box office 2026 predictions. I don't care what your predictions are. I'll give you my predictions when we're done with the news. Stupid variety. Mayor of Kingstown renewed for 5th and final season of Paramount Plus. I've never seen that. That's another Taylor Sheridan show, isn't it? It's another Taylor Sheridan show. I've never seen it. I like Jeremy Renner. He seems pretty based. And we know he's a good dude because he almost got himself killed trying to rescue somebody. So Hannah Berner sets Hulu stand-up special. I don't know who that is, and I don't care. Most female comedians are not funny. This show is whatever the F we want it to be. How industry expands the sex, drugs, and capitalist debauchery in season 4. I don't know what you're talking about. I never heard of it. This is something I talked about last week. All the shows coming out this year. Never heard. A lot of them, some of them I have heard of them, but a lot of them I haven't. And I said this yesterday when we were talking about Legacy on Roundtable. These shows ain't, no one's going to talk about a lot of these shows in 10 years. Majority of the shows, 90% of the shows that are on TV right now, in 10 years, nobody's going to talk about them. They're going to be forgotten. K-pop Demon Hunters and Elio lead Annie Awards nominations with 10 nods each. Okay, K-pop Demon Hunters was a legitimate thing. It wasn't made for me, but I acknowledge it was well made, well done, and fed a specific audience. Elio is an agenda-driven piece of shit made by Disney Pixar, and it lost a ton of fucking money for Disney. So let's not pretend it's anything. The Pit makes its triumphant return in season 2 with even bigger cast and the same social consciousness, whatever that. Anyway, no one's going to remember this show in 10 years. No one's going to remember it. No one's going to remember it. I guarantee. No one's going to remember it in 10 years. The Trader is such official companion podcast hosted by guys I don't know. Dionne Warwick, Sweetie, and Maya team up on new version of Diane Warren's One Heart for Once again, it's 2026. No one believes that climate change is anything anymore. No one believes that. Stop pretending. Nobody believes it. No one's going to believe that any of this shit is it. Now, I see what you're saying. I mean, listen, olive oil is fantastic, but olive oil doesn't heat up enough at certain temperatures. It's a low temperature oil. It's the perfect oil. It's the most delicious oil, but you can't do a lot of things with it. Also, olive oil is fucking expensive. So use it in limiting, but it's a low heating oil. So generally you don't want to use it when cooking most meats. If you're doing sauteing and stuff like that, canola oil is the thing. I ain't avocado. I ain't eating that shit. I ain't doing that. I don't believe in the whole tallow stuff. You guys can go with that. I am not a practitioner of tallow stuff. I'm not a practitioner of that. It's not as healthy as I think you think it is. I'm not a practitioner of that. If you want to use it, fine. I believe I was trained to use canola oil. It's a neutral oil. There's nothing wrong with it. No, not high cholesterol, and it heats at a high temperature in order to properly cook the meats and stuff like that. And it doesn't interfere with the natural flavor of the meats and the vegetables and stuff like that, and other stuff like that. That's why canola oil is the best thing to use when cooking like stuff like that, because it doesn't, that way whenever you're seasoning, you're putting it's not interfering with whatever you're seasoning there. Anyway, I think I personally think avocados are shit. That's just my personal opinion. I think avocados are shit. I don't eat them. I don't like them. I think they're shit. It's a superfood. Fuck the superfood crap. Amazon's Fire TV getting major user interface upgrade. Whatever. After Comcast completes Versant spinoff, shares of cable networks company slide. Okay, yeah. Amazon doubles down on Monday Night Purge for TV's upfront week. Stranger Things documentary sets Netflix release date. You just finished. Why are you putting out a documentary? It just ended. Why don't you let it sit a little bit? Let people, if those who really want it, let it settle. Coming up with a documentary right away, that's dumb. That's just dumb. Don't care your Italy box. Don't care about Italy box office. Don't care about Critics' Choice. That's just people jerking each other off. Zootopia remains strong, and Fire and Ash was second place because we talked about this yesterday on Roundtable. Fire and Ash not doing as great. Not doing as great. Not doing great. Doing great. I'm not gonna debate that because I don't know the research, but canola oil literally is doesn't affect cholesterol at all. It's canola oil. It's just there's no effect. That's why for 30 years, once the palm oil scandal was revealed, everybody switched to canola oil and cholesterol levels dropped rapidly. I'm not going to argue the avocado stuff. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to use it. But canola oil is the number one thing for neutral oils. It is the number one thing. It doesn't have a taste, doesn't have a smell, nothing. So, but I'm not going to debate it for avocado. But it's been everywhere. They snuck it back in. They snuck it back in the past decade, along with what was the other one? Coconut oil. They snuck it back in with coconut oil and all that shit. It's in everything. It disappeared from the 90s to the mid 2000s, late 2010s. Late 2000s, early aughts. It had disappeared, but in the 2010s and 2010s, they snuck it back in. And that's why people are getting sick again. Same thing with high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup. That thing is a poison. And nobody knows. That is one of the things I am fully on board with RFK Jr. for. The assault on high fructose corn syrup. Get it out. Shit is poison. That is why you have 20 years worth of childhood diabetes, because nobody knows. That's one of the first things they did teach me when I went to culinary school, was the silent killer that was high fructose corn syrup that basically destroyed a generation of pancreases. That's why all these kids that's why a lot of people have diabetes. Fucking high fructose corn syrup. And there was a campaign in 2011 and 2012, a television campaign, a commercial campaign to try and convince people, oh, there's nothing wrong with high fructose corn syrup. It's fine. No, it is literal poison, killing people. Always read your labels when you go shopping. Read your labels. Check what's in the food you're buying. I mean, yesterday I had delicious homemade pancakes. Yesterday. I had some bacon. I don't get bacon not for a lot of times a year, but a couple times a year I allow myself some bacon. Center cut Oscar Mayer. And I made pancakes, all natural ingredients in my pancakes from the cookbook. No in a box. Flour, sugar, butter, egg, milk, little half and half in there just to make it rich, wanted a little decadent. So, but all natural stuff in there, all the ingredients. And yes, is it healthy to eat pancakes? No, of course not. That's why I don't often eat it. But it was kind of the remainder of the holiday celebration. But yeah, but go look at the boxes. They can put all kinds of shit in the pre-made stuff. Make your own shit. Look at the labels. When you have to buy something, look at the labels. See what's in there. If you have never looked at labels, you will be surprised at how much the palm oil, how much the high fructose corn syrup is in everything. Poison. There's nothing wrong with regular sugar in moderation. There's nothing wrong with regular salt in moderation. Well, use kosher salt. You don't use table salt when you're cooking. Use kosher salt. But there's nothing wrong with that stuff. Nothing wrong with regular butter in moderation. Everything in moderation is fine. You only get sick when you're a pig and you eat too much of it. Moderation is the key term here. Moderation. I mean, this morning I had 3 scrambled eggs with just cooked in a small little pat of butter, and I just had a pinch of salt, pinch of sugar, and I put a little mozzarella cheese in there on a bagel. It was delicious. And then I had a couple more pats of butter. So essentially I had about a tablespoon of butter today. And that's about all the butter I'm going to eat today, because nothing else tonight I'm going to make is going to have butter in it. Although I am going to mess around with a sauce tonight. I might put a little butter in a sauce. But generally, I eat about a tablespoon of butter in a day. That's what I personally eat. If I have butter in anything, it's a tablespoon of butter. When I have my egg breakfast lunch thing. But moderation, nothing wrong with moderation. Now, as I said, I only eat bacon a couple of times a year because, well, eat too much bacon, it's not good for you. But if you eat in moderation, it's fine. It makes it a treat. It makes it a treat. Moderation is key. Moderation is key. So, anyway. Back to this. Some Korean guy is dead. I'm sorry for his family. I don't care about the gay hockey show. I don't care about music. Timothy Chalamet. I saw a clip of Timothy Chalamet. He kisses Kylie Jenner. Apparently, they're going out. And then, like the beta male that he is, puts his head on her shoulder. I saw this clip this morning. No. A man in public, you can cuddle with your significant other any way you want to cuddle at night in private. I don't care. But in public, your man card, you're getting docked points on your man card if you're putting your head on her shoulder. Now, I mean, she's the breadwinner in that relationship. The Jenners, the Kardashians, they have all the goddamn money they're ever going to need because God knows how they made all that money. Sex tapes and retardation. But, dude, don't put your fucking head on her shoulder. That's what we call him, Timothy. I don't care if he is straight having sex with Kylie Jenner. I'm going to call you Timothy Chalamet because you're a fucking beta male. You're a goddamn beta male. And this is the guy that entertainment was to put forward as the leading actor of the 21st century. Shut the fuck up. It's a gay hockey show where the dudes are fucking. It is. It's a Canadian show or some shit like that. I don't know. Ask the Clanker. I don't know. All right. Anything else here? We'll go one more in. Jimmy Kimmel remained in TDS land. Apparently, the stupid critics thing. Don't care. I don't watch Landman, but Ali Larder is still fucking hot. I can admit that. She's still hot. And she hasn't done anything. She's just aging gracefully. Still hot. Body still rocking. And a bunch of people, let's not care about this. Let's move on. IGN. Jack Black says he regrets turning down the role of Syndrome in The Incredibles. I don't. I like The Incredibles. Last thing I want to do when turn on the original first Incredibles movies is hear Jack fucking Black. I am glad to not have to suffer Jack Black in something. 50 years later, Super Meat Boy has finally been completed without a single death. I don't know what this is. I don't want to know what this is. Critics' Choice Awards. Nobody cared. Claire Obscure, Exorcist 33, hides the meanings behind dozens of characters and enemy names within the game's code. Stop trying to pretend you give a damn, IGN. Stop trying to pretend you give a damn. Again, we don't need a Stranger Things documentary. Let it rest. Rockstar fans uncover Red Dead Redemption 2 mystery unnoticed since release, say it's the biggest discovery in years. I'd have to ask Jed or Beardo or Dermy because they play that game. I don't play that game. Now, all 11 seasons of The X-Files are free to stream. Newcomers are falling in love with the show for the first time, and veterans are re-ranking their favorite episodes. I got to be honest. While I respect The X-Files for the most part of what it did in terms of mystery-based science fiction television, not really a fan. Never really a fan. I gave it a try. I watched as much of it as I could through the seasons, then the final season, all that stuff. I'm just not. I don't like The X-Files. I just don't. I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't like it. Years after Shang-Chi, Marvel star Simu Liu still insists a sequel will happen. No, it won't. You're going to get killed off in Doomsday. You're going to get killed off. Black Panther star Michael B. Jordan went to therapy after playing Killmonger. Well, you played a very terrible person. You played the ultimate embodiment of black hatred for whiteness. So maybe you did have to go to therapy. This is sad. I read about this over the weekend. Apparently, Evangeline Lilly suffered a head trauma about a year ago and now has brain damage. She fell in a hiking accident, hit her head, and she has brain damage. That's a shame. That's a shame. That is truly a shame. I feel all the best wishes and sympathies to her. Mickey Rourke launches GoFundMe to raise money to pay $60K in owed rent from eviction notice. Well, I'm not going to cry for Mickey Rourke. I'm not going to cry. Capcom cut a new Resident Evil 4 remake into intro mission where you played as Ashley. I don't play RE games, so I can't really comment on that. The only Stranger Things cast member who knows what really happened to 11 is Millie Bobby Brown, and the Duffer Brothers have sworn her to secrecy. I don't want to hear about Stranger Things anymore. I really don't. I just don't want to hear about Stranger Things. I don't. Avatar Fire and Ash was third film franchise plus $1 billion, and we talked about that yesterday. Blah, blah, blah. Stuff from we've already talked about. Don't really care. All right. Park Place got anything? Netflix cancels Duffer Brothers' next project after Stranger Things finale. Yeah, I saw that this morning. I'm not going to try and read tea leaves or anything like that. Because I didn't watch Stranger Things, I don't care. I don't care about the Duffer Brothers. Don't care what they're doing. Disney Castaway Cay Private Island adds new adults-only barbecue at Serenity Bay. Well, I wonder if there'll be sex going on there. Jimmy Kimmel whines again. We talked about that. Fire and Ash, $1 billion, but still lagging behind the other two movies. And that's kind of it. So that's the news. I'm going to stick to it. You guys can think on that. But now let's play a game. Let's play the prediction game. Yeah, exactly. Movie star can't play his bills. Boo-hoo. All right, let's play a game, guys. It's time to play the game of predicting the 2026 box office. That's right. We are now going to try and see if I can get another winning season from basically calling it. Now, we don't know the budgets on a lot of these. So this is going to be a lot of guesstimation. So here we go. Jed found this yesterday. I'm going to use this graphic he found. Here we go. Now, let's look some of this up. Soulmate. Let's look up. Comes out on Friday, which is my birthday. This Friday is my birthday. Soulmate. Let's see. Soulmate, 2026 film. A man acquires an artificially intelligent android to cope with the loss of his recently deceased wife. In an attempt to create a truly sentient partner, he inadvertently turns a harmless love bot into a deadly soulmate. Okay, sounds like Basic Instinct with AI. Megan Universe movie Soulmate. Oh, I'm sorry, it's been dropped. Oh, it's been dropped. It is not happening. Here we go. Hang on, I gotta move. Oh no, wait, no, dropped and moved. Wait, no, is it coming out? I have an article that says it was dropped. No, that's a Reddit article. Sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, here it is. Okay, no. Okay, this has been pulled. This movie's not happening. Okay, strike that. Movie ain't happening. It got pulled. We will make no prediction on this movie. Okay. Greenland 2, according to Dre, Greenland 2 is a disaster movie. So it sounds like just dumb, stupid stuff. If they keep the budget low, people like disaster movies. So Greenland 2, I'm going to say it's probably going to do okay. It has its audience. If the budget is low, and they'll come out, they'll watch it. It'll probably make a small profit. So I'm going to say that's going to be fine. 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Considering the failure of 28 years later on how much that got built up and how little people actually ended up liking it, I'm going to say flop. Bone Temple fails. Bone Temple 28 years later, Bone Temple fails. I don't think it's going to go. Wuthering Heights. I know this is some sort of drama shit. It's a remake. It's based on 18th century English story. It's not the first time it's been done. It's got Margot Robbie in it. I don't know. I think this might be a chick flick. This might be a chick flick. You know what? I'm gonna go with it. Just does okay because I think it knows its audience. It knows who's gonna come in and see this, and people are gonna. Those who want to see this type of movie, they're gonna go see it. And if the budget's low, it makes its profit. So I think it's gonna do okay. Scream 7. How did Scream 6 do? Let me check how Scream 6 did. Hang on a second. I'm gonna do a little research here. How did Scream 6 do? Let's see how Scream 6 did. Scream 6. I'm gonna do a little research here real quick. Let's see how we're doing here. Okay. Scream 6 with a budget of 33 million, made 169 million. Okay. Scream 7, if they keep the budget around that, and I mean 2.5, it'll squeak out a profit. So Scream 7 will likely do what it needs to do in order to keep a breath of life in that franchise. So it'll probably get what needs to be done. The Bridge. I don't know what that is. Let's look that one up. You look that up. The Bridge 2026 movie. Here we go. The Bridge with an exclamation point. 1930 Chicago, groundbreaking scientist Dr. Euphronius brings a murdered young woman back to life to be a companion for Frankenstein's monster. What happens next beyond what either of them could ever imagined. Directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. I don't know about that. Christian Bale's in it though. People like Christian Bale. And Penelope Cruz. I feel like they keep this low. It feels like it's got a little bit of the horror, might be a little bit of body horror aspect to it. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called The Bride. I can't read. That says Bride, not Bridge. I'm retarded. The Bride. I'm retarded. Yeah, I think this will find an audience. I think this is a low budget, mid-level movie. I don't know how good a director Maggie Gyllenhaal is. But it'll I think it finds its audience. Probably make a small profit. It'll probably do okay. Disney Pixar's Hoppers. We have reviewed this trailer. This is the one where the eco-activist furry retard chick puts her brain into a robot beaver, and then the animals declare war on humans. This thing's going to bomb and bomb hard. There's failure written all over it. So that's all right. Let's see. That's going to be Disney's first bomb of the year, right there. The Hoppers. Hail Mary. You guys are talking about that right now. Project Hail Mary. Jed is also excited for this one. Everybody wants it to be good. Jed says though he doesn't think it's going to be a success. He thinks it's going to be good, but not a success. I'm going to say it might eke out a profit. I think if it's good, everybody seems to react about this, wanting it to be good. If it is good, I think good word of mouth might propel this to just a little bit of success. So I'm going to go, it's going to be slightly successful. It's not going to be a barn burner. It's not going to be a blockbuster. But I think if it's good, the positive word of mouth will make this something of a success. Okay, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Yeah, this thing's going to make money. This thing's going to make another $1.15 billion. Because the first Mario movie has such goodwill. The trailer had goodwill. There's nothing but goodwill with Illumination in this. It's going to be a success. That's an easy win. What is that? Michael. Is that Michael? 2026 movie. Michael. Okay, here it is. Michael, 2026 movie. Oh, this is the Michael Jackson biography. Yeah, everybody's gonna watch this thing. Everybody's gonna watch this thing. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Everybody's gonna watch this Michael Jackson biography movie. Everybody's gonna watch this shit. I don't know how much money he's gonna make, but I think it's gonna be a success. Curiosity, morbid curiosity. Everybody's gonna watch this movie. Everybody's gonna see this. That thing's going to make money. It's gonna make some money. I don't know how much because I don't know the budget, but it's gonna make some money because it's Michael Jackson. It's Michael Jackson. Everybody's gonna want to see the story, and want to see where they go with it. Now, I believe his family was involved with it, so I don't think it's going to be a hit piece movie. I think it's going to try and tell the truth of stuff. Devil Wears Prada 2. A sequel I don't think anybody ever asked for, but the first movie is not a bad movie. Anne Hathaway is good in it. I've only seen it one time on TV. I think Devil Wears Prada 2 will do fine. I think it has an audience. People like Anne Hathaway. Meryl Streep can go fuck off. But people like Anne Hathaway. People like that story. I think there will be enough interest to see where it is literally. When did the first one come out? Hey, let me see when the first one came out. Devil Wears Prada 2000. Oh, literally 20 years later. Literally 20 years later. I think there will be enough interest to see these the characters 20 years later. I think there will be. I think it has an audience. It's an audience. I watched it on TV. It was watched on television. I turned it on and I left it on. This was like 15 years ago or something. Don't tell me you never turn something on and just leave it on when you watch it. Don't tell. You're gonna dock me for watching Anne Hathaway be hot. You're gonna dock me Man Point. I don't think so. And Emily Blunt also being hot in that movie. You're gonna dock me? I don't think so. Okay, here we go. Mortal Kombat 2 bumped from last year. I don't know. I don't know. They were so afraid of this movie last year that that I don't know. I feel there was a lot of hate for the first one, but also some love. Based a budget listing on the shelf, insurance. If it does anything, it might just eke out some success. Barely going to be successful. Mortal Kombat 2, barely going to be successful, I think. And here we go. My Day of Doom. The Mandalorian and Grogu. I have said this many times. This movie's going to fail. It's going to fail. It will not make $500 million. And that's a bold statement right now, but this movie, it's going to be a statement of how much disinterest people have for Disney Star Wars. There's no way this movie makes a profit. It doesn't. Masters of the Universe. Dude. I don't think this movie has an audience anymore. No, I'll just to back say no. The Baby Yoda Grogu thing is over, long over. There's no way. There's nothing that can propel this to a success. There isn't. Master Universe. I don't think there's an audience. Old school He-Man fans have no interest in this movie with the way it looks. It's just something about. I think this movie's going to be terrible. Going to be terrible. I think Master Universe bombs. I think it bombs. I don't think it does well. Scary Movie 6, a franchise that is a zombie franchise. I don't think Scary Movie 6. Oh God, but if it's probably made for nothing though. Probably made for nothing. I think Scary Movie 6 probably, based upon its budget, it probably has something of a profit. Probably make it for nothing. And it's not going to be funny. I guarantee it's not going to be funny. But people are probably still going to go watch it for nostalgia because of the other ones. Toy Story 5. This is a tough one. People love Toy Stories 1 through 3. They have hatred for Toy Story 4. Yeah, I think, unfortunately, it's got enough name recognition to pull people in. I think it will do well, but probably be hated. That's what I think. I think Toy Story 5 will do well, but be hated. That's what I think. Supergirl. Flop. Complete flop. Total flop. Not going to happen. Supergirl is going to bomb. It's going to bomb. It is the litmus test for James Gunn's DCU. It happened. And you'll see the results hardcore now. Moana live action. Oh, I got to be honest. I don't know the Moana fan base. I don't know. I'm going to hedge my bets here and say it's going to do well. Just because. I'm going to hedge my bets that it's going to do well. Just something tells me not to bet against it. The Odyssey. Okay. The Odyssey is going to be the biggest movie of the summer. It's going to be the biggest movie of the summer. It's either going to be incredible, and hear my voice crunching on myself. Hold on a second here. I don't know what happened there. My voice is suddenly cinching up on me. What the hell? My throat is closing up on me here. What the hell? Hold on a second. Okay, I fixed it. That 1% is sicky hit me right there. Excuse me. All right, the Odyssey. The Odyssey is going to, it's 50-50. It can be great. Going to be great or going to be shit. But because it's a Nolan movie, because there's so much surrounding this, good or bad, the Odyssey is going to do well. Good or bad, the Odyssey is going to do well. How well it does will depend on how good it is. But it's going to do well. Back to number 50. Yeah, thanks, Ginger. Spider-Man, Brand New Day, $1 billion. It's Spider-Man. These Spider-Man movies make $1 billion. Love or hate Tom Holland, Spider-Man, they make $1 billion because the world loves Spider-Man. He is the number one hero in the world over Batman and Superman. People love Spider-Man. Brand New Day, good or bad, will do $1 billion. It's going to do that. Now, I find it hard to believe that there's no movies in August, but this list doesn't have anything in August. So we're going to go right to Clayface. Bomb. Nobody asked for a Clayface movie. Nobody wants a Clayface movie. Supergirl bombs. Clayface does even worse. Doing another Batman villain movie without Batman. It's like doing a Spider-Man villain movie without Spider-Man. It doesn't work. Street Fighter. I think Street Fighter is going to do fine because everybody is already buying into the camp. Everybody's already buying into the camp of Street Fighter. They're all for it. So it's going to do fine. Nobody's expecting Street Fighter to be a piece of cinema art. They're expected to be dumb, stupid, and retarded, and they're going to be happy it's going to be dumb, stupid, and retarded. Another Hunger Games prequel. Failure. The last one didn't make money. The last one failed. It's still inconclusive if it made enough to get a sandwich. So if the last one failed, this one's going to fail. Going to. Focker-in-Law, Meet the Parents franchise. I hate this franchise. I hate Ben Stiller. I don't particularly like Robert De Niro anymore either. Failure. This is a dead franchise. Total failure. Total failure. Failure. Greta Gerwig's The Magician's Nephew, Narnia. Chronologically, the first book, chronologically the first story in the Narnia franchise. It's Greta Gerwig. It's a Netflix movie. I can't predict how long they're going to keep it. I got to put an asterisk on this one. Because we don't know if Netflix is going to keep it in the theaters for an amount of time. We don't know if Netflix is going to play by the rules where they're going to actually make profit on it. All the profit might go to the theater. So I'm going to put an asterisk on this one, and I'm going to say I can't say it's going to do good or bad because I don't know what Netflix's theatrical window for this is going to be. What I will say, it's probably going to be shit because Greta Gerwig is shit. She cast Meryl Streep as the voice of Aslan. That's all you need to know. Violent Night. This sounds like a horror movie. Sure, whatever. If it's done for cheap, it'll make a little money. The last Rock Jumanji movie. This is going to be the last Rock Jumanji movie. I don't know if this is worn thin for everybody. I'm going to say it barely makes money. Jumanji 4 will barely make money. Dune Part 3, a.k.a. Dune Messiah. Are they actually calling it Messiah? Yeah, they're calling it Messiah, but they're smashing in Children of Dune as well. So this is the last of Denis Villeneuve's Dunes. He's not doing any more after this. A lot of people are snowed by this. I have to take my bias out. A lot of people have bought into Denis Villeneuve's Dune. All right, a lot of people bought into this thing. The budget's going to be really fucking high. I think it barely makes profit. I think Dune Messiah barely makes profit. Because people are, I got to remove my bias. I don't want this. I hate it. But enough people have been suckered by Denis Villeneuve and his Dune crap. So I'm going to say it's going to barely make a profit. Now, I think it's going to be shit. It's not going to be accurate at all. It's going to be terrible. And here we are, Avengers Doomsday. Same day as Dune. Doomsday. Like I said yesterday during our discussion of this, if you haven't checked that out, check out the video on the channel right here. I cut that out this morning. I think there's enough of a mindless Zerg presence of people who will see an Avengers movie. There's enough to get Avengers Doomsday over $1 billion, but that doesn't mean it wins. This movie needs probably $2 billion to break even. So I'm going to say, despite the perceptively high gross, Doomsday will be a financial failure. And also be a shit movie. Angry Birds 3. I'm just gonna say that's gonna suck. No one wants another Angry Birds movie. Nobody does. All right, we're gonna say there are how many movies here? There are 5 by 6. There are 30 movies here. So we'll see if I can. We'll see what I'll do. I think I'm gonna do well. So we'll come back at the end of the year, probably the way we did it this year. Me and Jed will sit down and we'll go over it. We'll see how it works. So we'll come back at the end of the year and we'll see how I did. There we go. All right, let's see. You guys want anything else? No, you guys don't seem to be interested in much more. So we might as well then just end the show. You guys seem to be okay. So let's see. Let's review what we got here for the let's see what we got for the rest of the day. I'm gonna do some look over the stream, see if I want to edit anything out. Tonight, after dinner, I'm gonna try and do a gaming stream tonight. I want to play, since we didn't get a chance to do any this weekend. I'm gonna try and play some Dragon Quest 3 HG2D tonight before Stream of Conscious at 11 p.m. We'll do Stream of Conscious for the hour that we do it. Then let's see. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Regular gaming stream, scheduled gaming stream tomorrow night. Wednesday, Jed and I are going to try and play some Jump Space. We're going to try and co-op some Jump Space. Also, Wednesday, we'll get Chat Maybe Watches Reviews, The Happening. I believe it's a horror movie, isn't it? A pseudo horror movie, psychological ghost movie, whatever. We'll check that out. We'll see. I'm probably not going to like it. I don't like those types of movies. Thursday, Friday, don't know what's going on. Ballbusters, whatever we're doing there. Saturday Night Drive-In, we're doing Frequency. And then let's see. We got Roundtable, of course. We'll see what happens for the week. Can't even predict we're doing Roundtable yet. Don't know. So that's it. That's the week. Thank you guys for joining me today. Please go vote at the poll on the post tab about the Nerdgasm for the third week in this month. Also on Friday is my birthday. Friday's my birthday, old man's birthday. I don't know what we're going to do for my birthday. Give me money. Give me a birthday present. That's presents. My birthday on Friday. I'm an old man. Anyway, so this 2026. I do want to say, I want to remind you guys, we're going to try and do more stuff for the channel this year. We're going to try and do more different types of streams. Going to try and do a Nerdgasm every month. We're going to try and make sure you guys are highly entertained every single time, because we are on. I'm going to say this. This is not because I'm trying to coax any sort of anything for you guys, but I need to move out from where I am. The state I live in here, it is too expensive. It's not healthy for me or healthy for my mom. We got to move out of here, both mentally and physically. It's not healthy. So this is the year. We have roughly now 6 months. We have 6 months to try and really finally have this channel break through and be able to support me fully financially, which is also supporting my mom. So we have to try and break through so that I can move and get to Florida, because in June, I will have to renew my lease for this apartment. They have to, I have to give them 60 days notice if I'm going to move out, which means I would be moving out in the beginning of August when my lease is when my lease is up. So I don't want to say, I want to ask you guys to do everything you can to help spread the good word of the channel, to help it grow this month, these next few months, because we need to try and break through where we grow the audience. It's about growing the audience. You guys are great. You're loyal. You've been here for years, but we need to expand the audience to make the channel grow, get more reviews, get more people joining us on streams, and simply make the channel profitable so that I can pay for everything and get out of here and move to Florida where it's less expensive. And when we get to Florida, I remind you guys, get to Florida, whole new type of content opportunities, because then I'm there. I'm there with Jed. I'm there with everybody else who's in Florida hanging out. So much more we can do. So much more we can do. So much more content that can be made. Remember, we get there, studio shows, the opportunity for in-studio shows like Drive-In and other stuff like that. Studio shows, great. I can be there for meetups. I can be there for all kinds of conventions and meetups in Florida, because then it's just a day trip. You get me in Florida, I'm there at meetups. I'm there to hang out, there to have a good time. And also, if we're at that point where the channel's growing, you guys get my first book, Guardian of Innocence. First book, ready to go. It's ready to go. It's ready to go. We just need enough people to buy it and make it profitable. We need to be able to sell 1,000 books. That's it. We sell 1,000 books, and that's great. That's it. We need to be able to sell 1,000 books, physical books, because that's what we need to be able to sell 1,000 books so I can print the 1,000 copies and then be able to print more as we go forward. Not like that, Prof. It'll be a pseudo. When we Jed and I are going to put together a pseudo crowdfund page, and we'll run it for 60 days when the time finally comes, because I want to keep all my money. I don't want to give Kickstarter or Indiegogo any of my money. It's my money. It's your money that you're going to pay me for a product. And then when we're in Florida, then because I'll be in Florida, I can press gang everybody there to help me with fulfillment, so I save thousands of dollars on fulfillment. So we do it ourselves and don't pay a company to do it. So it's going to be, that's what we're going to do. But the channel needs to be moving. We're going to do digital, but we're going to do physical first. Then I'm going to do digital copies. I want to make the physical book first, put the physical book in people's hands, then we'll have physical copies afterwards. That's the plan. So channel gets going, we get to Florida. That means there's enough power, enough energy, enough enthusiasm for the channel, and that. Well, eventually, we're going to do a website. Jed and I have been working on this stuff. Don't worry. Jed and I have been working on this stuff. We've been monkeying around with this because he's doing this kind of thing too. So we're working on this. This is something we've been working on. So we're going to get this stuff going, but we can't get there until I'm out of here. We can't do it as long as I'm here because that means I'm not being profitable. So we need to get the channel going. So we have 6 months to get the channel really going, to be consecutively making income for me so that I can legitimately say, yes, I have this income for a lease and I can sign it and then not worry about when I get to Florida, not having enough money to pay rent and bills, stuff like that. So all I'm asking is everybody just to continue to help me grow the channel these next few months so that we can get this going. Get it going and push it forward and grow it. Because when I feel like I can guarantee 1,000 in sales, then the book will happen. And that means the channel's rolling. I mean, we really only need a little bit more percentage. We can increase just 5 to 10%. The channel will move. It's all about, we have to brute force the algorithm. That's what we have to do. We have to brute force it. Hit those like buttons, leave comments, chat up in the chat like you guys are doing today. Active chats. Algorithm recognizes active chats. And remember, I believe in the rising tide theory. Rising tide raises all ships. If my ship rises, everybody who I work with, I share the wealth. I help them grow as well. So there it is. So we're gonna try and work it. We gotta get there. We're gonna get there so that I can finally get out of this state because I pay over $2,000 a month for this stupid apartment that's a piece of shit. And I shouldn't. It's not worth it. I don't get anything free for this. So, all right, we're going to wrap it up here. I'm going to send you guys over to Jed for Rider Flight. So go check out Jed right now. Hang out over there. I'm going to go do some house chores, do a little editing, and then take a nap. I'm going to take a nap. Anyway, I'll see you guys later tonight for some gaming and from Stream of Conscious. So until then, guys, take it easy. Have a good rest of your day.